sports betting brother, and hey, bring it up, and thanks for stopping by here. I'm Boyd. I'm with OddsJam.com. OddsJam helps you make mathematically proven good decisions when you're sports betting. It's a betting tool that you're going to need, going to want, so make sure you check it out. But in the meantime, I'm doing videos on all the different sports books, and we have a list a mile long. But today we're talking about Caesars and Caesars Sportsbook, as it's available in several states here in the U.S. And we'll do this in sort of two parts. The first one is sort of introductory, how to enroll, how to get funded, how to get started, some of the basics. And I'll do a second video, sort of a part two, that will have the extra alternative lines, extra alternative totals, promos, things like that you might want to add to your entertainment value while you're at Caesars. So let's get going. Okay, guys, here we go. And we are at the Caesars Sportsbook website. Now, when it comes up, it's going to come up under William Hill and also a slash with US, then the state that you're in. And it's going to help you identify that you're able to bet in this particular location. I want to let you know, we're going to go through and show you how to enroll, how to get funded, and how to place a simple bet. But first, a little bit of background too on Caesars, and it's available actually in several states. We're going to go through those real quick. They're adding New York, Louisiana in the early part of 2022. So that's coming and happening. They're saying launching early part of 2022. So look for that in New York and also Louisiana. So I want to remind you that right now in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, New Jersey, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia, those states are all up and running and going. So if you're in a state that is not on that list, I would imagine you can, find out when it's en route and coming. But that's the current information as we cut this video. So let's take a look here at the homepage of the website. If you click on this upper right-hand corner, it's going to take you through the information that's actually down below. So we'll just kind of cruise through here real quick. I have to tell you, this app, the phone app, is, I think, hands down my favorite. It is very clean. It is very easy to navigate. And I have to, just for my own personal self, would rank this number one in the phone apps. And other people may disagree with that, but basically, where you can get the app on your smartphone, and away you go. It's very quick, very easy. But as we film this, it's obviously on my laptop. Tons of promotions, tons of things going on, and they do have a big one when you first get signed up. Your first initial deposit and sign up, you're going to get a very large opportunity up to, I believe, $1,000, right at $1,000. So you can see here the location. We're here in Denver, and it goes through, again, your individual state of where you're at and offering some updates and promotions and things like that as you go forward. So that's kind of the homepage, home site. If you obviously want to get started and get enrolled, you would simply go up to the top here and put bet now. We're going to go ahead and do that and show you how to get funded and get that first bet off and running. There you can see that first bet match too, as I mentioned, when you first get started, up to $1,001. So it's a free bet. Win or lose, they're going to match that first bet up to $1,001. So pretty big deal, and it's going to go on until the first part, middle of January, so take advantage of that. Also, they're doing some things with the NBA, so again, that's what's going on as we cut this in middle of December 2021. Wanted to show you this real quick, guys. As I mentioned, it's a really simple, easy account registration. You can see the first step here, plug and play some basic information. I believe address, maybe social is part of the secondary, and then it'll do a confirmation. And at that point, you'll be registered and able to log in. So that's, again, couldn't be any easier, any faster. So that's what you run into when you first get enrolled and get started to open up your account. Next, we'll go ahead and log in and show you how you can get funded. Okay, here we are logged in. I want to remind you that as you do this on your laptop, you'll go through a geo tracking download just to confirm you are in a state that is being regulated and is approved and that kind of thing. You'll have that happen also on your cell phone. What I really like about their app on their phone is obviously like many of them, not all of them, but that it does have a facial recognition, so it helps you download and get into the app very, very quickly, which is a benefit when you're trying to get in on a game and the line's moving and you're concerned about that. So I will tell you that Caesars does a great job with their phone app. This is the obviously the same type of layout and same type of visual that you'll see on the laptop, but could not be more happy with what they do and have to offer, as far as that goes. So once you get started, here you go. If you have any questions, they're really easy to get a hold of, really easy for support. Great customer support, so can't complain about that. Here's all the different states, as I mentioned, that they talk about. And then you can change the format of the odds if you're wanting to change them from Americans to fractional or decimal odds, which are very prevalent and frequent in other countries, obviously. So that's just a little bit about the left to right, top to bottom. Obviously, I mentioned the promotions that they have, lots going on. But let's just say once you get funded, you can, again, top right hand corner is where you'll hit that deposit button. You can connect with your bank, your debit card. Very simple, very easy, and that was not an issue whatsoever either. So again, once you deposit your initial deposit, move on over to one of the games, and we're going to talk to you about in the advanced video coming up next. We'll do more of the alternative lines, alternative spreads, alternative totals, some of the odds boost things, and also the live betting. But for this general purpose, we're going to just pop into football. That's what most everyone's going to use at this current time. Obviously, basketball's firing up as well as hockey, but obviously all your sports are here, left to right. And you can check out the live games once they're up and running and started. But this is something that, for example, we're coming up on this Thursday night game with a Chiefs and Chargers game. So we scroll down. You can also get into the Sunday games coming up. As I mentioned, very clear, very easy to read, very simple. Let's just pull up a random game here to show you how you would place a bet. Let's just pull up... how about this Carolina Panthers Buffalo Bills game? Actually, let's go to a different one, just because I want to show you a smaller number. So, my hometown Broncos. Why not? Point spread. Okay, so what this means is, as you're getting started, if you haven't wagered a lot and gotten going, but basically if you wanted to take the Broncos on the point spread, you'd have to risk $120 or $12. It's all scaled, obviously, and proportional, but if you risked $120, which is the minus 120, you'd win 100, but they would have to win, the Broncos that is, by 3 points or more. If the Broncos won by 2 points, you would obviously have not covered that spread by that half a point or that hook. Okay. Contrarily, you could take the Bengals plus 2.5. They could actually lose the game by 2 points. And you would win that bet. That's even money at plus 100. So if you bet 100, you'd win 100 back. So obviously you would net $200 at the end of the day. Let's say you thought the Bengals were going to win outright. You could take the Bengals. If you bet $100, you'd actually win 130. So you get your 100 back plus the 130 and netting 230. Obviously, as the odds are different for a higher point spread, you're going to have minus 550, which means you'd have to bet $550 to win 100. Okay. Something that a lot of people won't do in the NFL just because anything can happen on Sundays, especially with these teams. But here, contrarily, you took Carolina plus 400. That's how you would read the money line spread on that. And of course, the over/under, the totals. If you took over 44.5, it's minus 110, which means again you'd have to risk $110 to win 100. You could risk 55 to win 50. You could risk 11 to win 10. You can risk $23.12. It's just going to prorate it under that same number, if that makes sense. So you'd win at that ratio. There's your totals, over, under, things like that. As you are easy to place that, we're going to show you how that would look if, again, you made that bet. It's going to ask you over here how much you want to wager. Say you want to put in $50. It's going to show you. It's going to show you right there what it pays back. So that's kind of nice. Let's say you go, no, you know what? Let's go 75. It's going to tell you very quickly the math on what you'd win back. So there's 2 bonuses that we have saved up here, so we could kick that in. But once you're ready to go, you want to hit this button and place that bet. Okay, that's how you would do that. And if you change your mind altogether and said, nope, not going to do anything on the Broncos, let's just go ahead and trash that. X out, erase it, cancel it, move on to a different game. So we're going to jump into some NBA next, just so you can kind of see how that works as well. Very much the same concept as far as spreads, totals, money lines, that kind of thing. As we scroll back up here, we're going to get into hoops. And here's the NBA games for today. So we scroll down, we'll find a game. Back to the Phoenix Suns game here. We've done them a few times. So again, what this means is if you took the Phoenix Suns with the point spread, you would have to have them win by 10 points or more. If they landed on 9, you'd actually get a push and you win your money back. Okay, but again, same concept, minus 110. You'd have to risk $110 to win 100, risk 55 to win 50, risk 11 to win 10. Again, you can risk $74.12 if you want to, but that same math will hold true. The point spread, or the money line on this, minus 450, you'd have to risk $450 to win 100. If you thought the Suns just wanted to win outright, they wouldn't have to cover the 9 points at all. They'd have to win by 1 point or more. and you'd win that. However, if you think the Wizards are going to come in and get a win, you can place $100 on them, and you would get $350 back. So you get $100 plus your $350, so you net the $450. If you think the final score is going to be over or under the 213, you can place that right here at minus 110 odds. And in our other video, our secondary video, we're going to do alternative spreads, alternative lines, and learn about that. But again, let's just use one for example. If you took Phoenix minus 9, you go in here at minus 110 odds, you say I'm going to risk 110. Okay, so you can see here you'd win your 210, you'd win your $100 risk back, your staked amount back, plus the 100, so that's 210, and you'd place that bet. So that's how you would place a simple money line, point spread, or total wager. Easy to do, and lots of choices here, as they have a very big availability of games. If you scroll further down into the NBA, you'll run into the college basketball line. So that's very easy to do and very easy to see. So hopefully, if you want to find a college game, same concept as far as the point spreads, totals, and the money lines. But that's how you would find and identify those. And it all goes very easy, very smooth, very easy to see, very easy to navigate, and highly recommend you use Caesars if you have the availability. And we're going to cover a couple more things here on the basic side of things next, and then we'll get into the advanced video for those who want to move on and learn more about the live wagering, the in-game wagering, the boosts, alternative spreads, and things like that. Last but not least, here to wrap up the beginner phase, certainly something you're going to be taking advantage of is the promotions. And there is a promotions tab, as you can see here. We just clicked into that real quick. There is lots going on here. So you can go through here on a daily basis, a regular basis, and use OddsJam to make sure it's a mathematical, profitable wager and bet. But you can see here you have a lot of choices you can scroll through and take advantage of these, guys. I'd say, I don't know, 20-25% of some of the profits can be had from the bonuses and things like that are offered. So definitely something you want to stop in and take a look at. And again, make sure it's something that is mathematically profitable using OddsJam. But at the end of the day, it's something that they're keeping you around and trying to have you be a good, consistent client and customer. So definitely want to take advantage of that. But hopefully it's very helpful. Hopefully it's very easy to see and navigate, and you have good trust that this is a site for you, that if you want to get over and leave any questions or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. And again, look for that second video coming out on the alternative spreads, totals, and a little bit more in-depth information on the boosts and the in-game playing. So we'll talk then. And again, thank you for checking us out.